The first set of the day will be played on Neoplanet S. Spawning in the bottom left-hand position, the blue Zerg from Samsung Con. His name is Shine.
And his opponent from WOONGJIN Stars, spawning as Red Zerg on the top right-hand position of the map. His name is Zero. We haven't seen Zero recently, however, it's because all the other supporting casters such as SOS, Free, Soki have been doing so well. And with Soki going to the finals, Zero has been forgotten a little bit. You know, when SPL TV first started doing the interviews, one of the first interviews with the players was between the WOONGJIN Stars, the two Zerg best players, Soki and Zero. And back then we were always talking about how huge rivals they were, but now Soki is far ahead of Zero, so now it's time for Zero to catch up to his teammate.
Yep, completely agree with you there. Soki, he kind of left Zero in the dust. It used to be the other way around, but over time, Soki kept improving, and Zero, you know, he's still a great player, and I mean, if you look at his record in Pro League, you know, it's amazing. It's a great record, but overall, I'd have to say that Soki's been having a lot more success in the individual leagues, and he's been getting sent out more as the ace player, getting more wins for his team. So he's kind of taken over that ace role spot, even over SOS, I feel, as well.
Yeah. Now, we also make fun of Shine a lot. You know, we always talk about how he cheats a lot. That's what he did in Bird War. But he knows how to play solid games.
Yeah.
And especially near the end of Wings of Liberty, he started winning nice macro games, I have to say.
He's learned to adjust his style and switch it up. He knows he can't just do cheeses anymore. That's not going to work in this day and age.
And yes, Shine has been losing a lot. He did lose to Bisu in that close elimination game. But, you know, looking at the matches here and there by Shine, he knows how to play this game. It's just that sometimes the split-second decision-making isn't perfect from Shine.
Yeah, that is certainly true there. All right, well, looking at the game here, both players have opted to go for pretty decent macro builds. You know, they're getting their hatches up. The hatchery for Shine a little bit faster, but...
Well, he did go for hatch first, so...
Yeah, well, that's why it's going to be a bit faster. But other than that, not too many big differences between the players. We have Shine also getting his gas a little bit quicker, so overall his build order is a little bit more efficient, but when it goes to the mid-game, it pretty much evens out.
Yeah. Now, Shine, you know how I've been saying, he knows how to play the game, but he just doesn't perform well in Pro League. Well, guess what? In WCS Korea, he made it into OSL, the main stage of WCS Korea Season 2. So think of it as round of 32 from GSL. Yeah. If I say someone made it into OSL today throughout the whole cast or throughout the weekend, that means they made it into round of 32 for the next season.
I guess we should probably like clarify this now. There's WCS Korea, and whoever broadcasts it and handles the production overall, it switches between GOM and OGN.
And we all know it as, like, you know, individual tournament from GOM is GSL, individual tournament from OGN is OSL. So,
but all of the points for the World Championship, all the points are the same.
Yeah, actually, it's the main tournament, main WCS tournament in Korea.
Yep, exactly. So think of it more as just two tournaments, but they have pretty much the same format, and they're just handled by different companies.
Well, same tournament except handled by different companies, because even the format is same all throughout.
Yeah.
OSL used to have a different system, but you know now they're adapting the GOM TV system because of the join between the two leagues.
Yes. All right, we got a few lings moving over here on the map from Shine. Just going to poke in here, see what's going on. They're going to back out immediately. And Roachhorn going down for a WOONGJIN Stars player, actually doing, I believe that's like a full wall off.
Yeah, that's a complete wall off.
Yeah, he can of course just, you know, unroot that spine crawler if he wants to, in order to let his units out, so don't be too worried about that, guys.
Shine also going for a Roachhorn right behind this. Back in Pro League, you know, we didn't see that much Muta versus Muta wars compared to the individual tournaments in this particular matchup. And, you know, nowadays players don't go for it after the recent patch.
Well, hold on that thought, because the last ZvZ we saw was
the last
Muta's, man.
Exact ZvZ that we saw was Muta's, but, you know, players are inclined to go for a different tech because of the spore crawlers.
The Mutas aren't necessarily the dominant unit composition anymore. because Spore Crawlers now, they 3-shot Mutas. Think about that. Think about how fast they attack as well.
And think about how easy it is for some player to defend against the Mutas, even if they're falling behind in the Muta count.
No. I also want to point out, this is actually a really cool wall from our Zerg player, Zero from WOONGJIN Stars, because he's just being really efficient with this wall here.
Yeah, but Shine, he's going to go for it. I mean, there is an efficient wall, but, you know, the wall doesn't matter if Shine can break it down. If he can't break it down, then he is going to win the game. But Shine, he is not looking ahead. He's only trying to end the game right now. The roaches have been spotted. 22 Zerglings out on the way. So Zero, he knows what he is up against.
Zero may have to actually put down some Bind Crawlers here to defend against this. He doesn't have any Banelings in his army right now. And there's going to be a lot of Zerglings following up this Baneling and then Roach hit here.
Yeah, so the roaches are going to break down the wall. Really smart, using a third evolution chamber as part of the wall to make sure that the Zerglings do not get run by.
Yeah, that's a great way to try to deal with this situation, but I think that it may be too much DPS. Now it looks like Shine's moving in, trying to focus fire down the Roach Warren.
Nice transfuse, and Shine should go for it. That's only one hit left. There it goes.
All right, the Roach Warren has been taken out. This means that the only units that can reinforce here for Zero are Zerglings and the occasional Queen. He still has a decent arc here. The supplies are in the favor of our WOONGJIN player, but will he be able to hold? He has a lot of roaches here. I think he just barely had enough units here to hold against Shine's attack, but is it over?
Shine has to regroup instead of sending away Zerglings one by one like that. He still has a chance to win this game with this particular push. And behind this, he is droning up heavily, but his opponent's lair is already done. +1/+1 is out on the way. And Shine is completely far behind when it comes to tech.
And so Shine, like you mentioned, behind on tech. His lair only just starting now. We already have the Roach speed on the way for Zero. This is going to allow him to go for a pretty strong timing with his 1-1 in the middle of this game here. So you can go ahead and just do that as a follow-up here.
I'm just surprised that Shine is not pressing forward with this attack, because he did take down the Roach Warren, but he knew that he was going to be far behind even after the attack ward, so he needed to do some critical amount of damage. Instead, he's saying, I'm going to get a third hatchery a little bit faster than you, but that does put him behind in the upgrades. Look at this. Shine's +1/+1 just started, but Zero's +1/+1 is already halfway done, along with the Roach speed.
Well, Shine, he's starting to catch up now, because, you know, he does have his lair up. He's slowly catching up. Actually, if you look at the drone count, he actually has one more drone than his opponent here. So he's not in a terrible position, I want to say.
Because he has one more drone.
Exactly. That one drone making all the difference. Yeah. But the Roach count is superior for Zero.
And, you know, also another mistake that I saw from Shine is that he was trying to utilize the Banelings on the units, but he just exploded every single one of them into that one single evolution chamber that's really low in HP. But I looked at this, trying to go for a surround, trying to cancel the third hatchery. This would be a nice little victory for Shine.
Nice job by Shine. He does force that hatchery down, even picks off the drone as well, so we won't see that hatchery made immediately. But the problem for Shine is that
he doesn't have speed, and his opponent has speed, so he's going to have to throw away these roaches.
Yep, Shine knows that he can't run these away. That's why he's just letting him sit there and pretty much just die. And he's going to try to do the damage he can, but now Zero can move across the map. I think he knows about this expansion over here now. He's got an Overlord nearby. Yep. All right, Zero moving over. He has more reinforcements added in. Looks like he's going to trade a hatchery for a hatchery here. The Queen will most likely go down as well, and there are way too many roaches here for Shine to deal with. He just has to take another third base in the normal third on this map and try to play from there. Zero taking a nice supply lead behind this as well, 145 to 126. And the 1-1 has just finished up for Zero now, and Shine has 1-1 about to complete as well, with the both of them having speed now.
It was really nice decision-making by, Shine, because some players, they'll say, well, I'm going to try to buy as much time as possible before my reinforcement arrives. But Shine already told himself, I cancel my opponent's hatchery, so if I give one away, it isn't a big deal.
All right, here we go, guys. This could be the last big engagement of the game here. We have Zero
the upgrades are same for both players at this point.
It's going to come to surface area, and who has more roaches? Zero still ahead in the supply count. He's bringing some additional reinforcements from the back here. Does he have enough, though? Shine, he does have that defender's advantage.
It's still too close between the two players. Even the Queen being added into the fight, and it seems like Shine has better roach arc in the end as he defends against Zero's push.
He does manage to defend there. The Roach count 22-23 now. Shine in a slight lead.
But here's one thing. Zero, he did lose the Roach battle, but he does have a third base going up right now. In fact, the hatchery just finished. Shine, he's rebuilding his hatchery just right now, so he needs to deal some damage against his opponent if he knows what is happening.
Yeah. I think that, you know, Zero, he wanted to engage in that battle, but the problem was the defender's advantage for Shine. I mean, he was right at his natural.
Well, it still doesn't matter because Zero, he is ahead in economy, he is ahead in upgrades. You remember Shine, he is also going for the +2 upgrades, but we didn't see any +2 carapace upgrades starting for Shine.
Yeah, Shine doing a nice good job here picking off some creep tumors. That's going to reduce the speed that the reinforcements from Zero will have if they're moving across the map to Shine's side. Ooh, look at this, those swarm hosts are out on the way for Shine.
Yeah, this is a nice way to keep your opponents, you know, pretty much sitting inside the main base for a long time, but you need to get those out. You need to get a critical number of swarm hosts out for those units to be efficient.
And one important thing to look at here, Shine is going to have the +2 attack, but he's not going to have the +2 carapace.
Yeah,
well,
like
Zero,
I said,
he's got that 2-2.
He already has a 2-2. The swarm hosts are coming out, but there's only 3 of them. 2 more out on the way, but there's too many roaches, and Shine might have to give this up. He has his opponent has superior upgrades right now, but it seems like Shine has better arc going into this.
And the positioning is pretty good, and it looks like Shine, he may be able to defend here, but the problem is
the upgrades
Zero,
are too much.
The upgrades, 2-2, and the Roach count still very high for Zero here. You know, he's going to continue pressing the attack, moving more units over to this side of the map. And even if Shine defends here, which it doesn't look like he will, he's still going to be in a tough spot. Zero now taking almost a 50 supply lead over his opponent.
Yeah, this is going to be it. He could just ignore the Locust and go for the third hatchery right away. Not having the +2 carapace really hurt Shine in this particular battle as Zero just dominates his opponent.
You know, I feel like Shine, he's been getting the better arcs and engagements this game, but he simply hasn't had the supplies, and that comes down to being a little bit behind from that attack earlier on in the game.
Yeah, he could have pressed forward and then killed more stuff at the natural with the circlings backing up, but he just decided to pull out. And like I said, you know, when you look at Shine's games in Pro League, he's got some brilliance here and there, but his split-second decision-makings at times, it isn't perfect.
GG. Game number 1 going to Zero from WOONGJIN Stars. And unfortunately for Shine, his bad luck streak in Pro League continues.
Yeah, well, at least he is doing well in individual league tournaments, so he needs to gain his confidence from OSL and bring it over to Pro League to help Samsung Khan make it into top 4.
Indeed he does. Yeah, it seems like he's a little bit like Flying when it comes to that. You know, Flying definitely does better in the individual leagues than Pro League. It's a player that I've noted for that.
Okay, so now the score is 1-0 for WOONGJIN Stars as Zero. He's been out for a while, but he made a comeback and he takes the game off from Shine. The score is 1-0.
Indeed it is. So we're going to have to wait a minute here, and then we'll find out who the next player will be from the Samsung Khan team.
The map is going to be Whirlwind.
I'm thinking it could be Reality.
Could be.
Thinking Reality.
You might even see Turn trying to throw everything at his opponent on this particular map.
I've noticed that Turn gets sent out a lot on Newkirk Redevelopment Precinct. So I think they're going to save him for that one if they send him out.
Oh, seems like it might be Roro.
Ooh.
And it is! We are going to have a second ZvZ of the day.
Alright, so Samsung Khan sending out the big guns in set 2. They don't want to fool around. They want to try to end this series as early as possible and not allow their opponents to get that momentum early on in the series. Alright guys, we're going to go into a quick commercial break. When we get back, the second set between Roro and Zero.